Hey guys, and welcome back to my home office series. So today I'm going to take you through my top 5 tips to stay hydrated whilst behind a desk. So number 1 is water, which is the most important of them all. Everyone always says drink more water, but do you actually do it? And how much do you actually drink? Our bodies are 60% water, so it's really important that we stay hydrated in order to stay healthy, but also to stay focused on everything we're doing. You need at least 2 litres of water a day, or an easier way to remember that is 8 times 8 ounce glasses, like this one in front of me. Having water near you or next to you is going to make it a lot easier to remember to drink, especially if you can see it. So get into the habit of having it somewhere nearby rather than having to go and get it and probably forgetting about it. So number 2 is for people who just hate drinking water and want a little bit of taste to the fluid that they're consuming. So no added sugar squash or natural fruit squashes are the second best option. So I would suggest having moderate to high amounts of that instead of high amounts of water, just because of the sugar content in it isn't ideal to have loads and loads and loads. So if water isn't your thing, squash is the next best option, moderate to high amounts. So number 3 is tea and coffee. Now, being British, I love a cup of tea, and also being more of a night owl and a morning lark, I have to have some form of caffeine to wake me up in the morning. So drinking tea and coffee is fine. Obviously, make sure if you're adding milk to it, it's a healthy milk, and you're minimising sweeteners or sugars. So try not to have any tea and coffee past 2, 3, 4 p.m. in the afternoon, because that caffeine can stay in your system, which can affect your sleep, and then that can have a knock-on effect to your fatigue over the next few days. So I'm filming this video quite late at night, and this tea in front of me is a decaffeinated lemon and ginger tea. So having this is probably going to hydrate me before I go to bed, but it's definitely not going to keep me up because there's no caffeine in it. So number 3, moderate amounts of tea and coffee up to a certain point in a day. So number 4 is alcohol. Now, we all have a drink from time to time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you need to make sure that you're drinking appropriate amounts at the appropriate time. So having a couple of drinks over lunch can really have a knock-on effect to your performance, your mood, your fatigue, your energy for the rest of the day, as can having a couple of drinks at night. I personally find that really affects my sleep. So make sure that you minimise the amount of alcohol you have, especially if it's in the working week. And make sure that you stay hydrated. So if you do have a drink at lunch, have some water afterwards or drink it with water. And the same at night time, if you're having a drink at night, make sure that you complement that with some water too. So number 4 is minimal amounts of alcohol at the appropriate time with water. So number 5 is a reminder, and pretty much the whole purpose of filming this video, and that is to remember to not drink anything. Make sure you've got something, whatever it is, that you like to drink or prefer to drink in and around you. Because if you don't, you're just going to get into bad habits and you'll become dehydrated so easily. It's better to be proactive than reactive and be more prepared to bring things with you. Make sure you have what you need with you before it's too late. So being dehydrated by 1 to 2% can have a 10-fold knock-on effect on your performance, on your mental performance and your physical performance. So if there's a lot to get done, if you're busy, you have a lot of responsibility, your people are relying on you, just being dehydrated can have ripple effects on all those things. So just making a change to such a simple thing can make such a big difference overall. So there we have it, guys. There are my top 5 tips on how to stay hydrated properly depending on what it is you're drinking. I'm sure you've heard some of that before, and it sounds simple, but that's the whole point. These things are simple. Simple things done well with good quality at a consistent amount of time will add up to big positive differences. So I hope you find that helpful. Any questions or comments, drop below.